Hello, hello again. It's been quite a while since I've done a video. Um, been sick with the COVID. So my family and I basically lost all of March, and really only just kind of coming out of it at this point. So just wanted to share the experience a bit, because it's uncommon enough, depending on where you live, that you may not personally know anybody who had it. So I'll start with, we had moderate symptoms. So nobody was hospitalized, but we did need medical intervention. So both my wife and I had it bad. The kids seemed to just kind of laugh it off, which actually makes it worse, because as parents, they need you and you can't help them. So just a quick rundown of the symptoms that we experienced, knowing that some people are very lucky and don't have a problem. But if you have a problem, this is what it might be like. So both of us, for 10 days, 12 days, I guess it was 12. So for 12 days straight, it was a fever of 104 or higher. So my wife got up to 105-ish, depending on the thermometer, and I had 104 fever for again 10 straight days. So normal cold or flu, you have a fever, you don't feel good at night, and you might have like weird dreams. Wake up in the morning, feel kind of crummy, but then it kind of subsides during the day. That's very normal. So with or without fever suppressants. This was not like that. This was continuous. So you're either a shivering pile on the floor while your body tries to come up to temp, or you're practically hallucinating because your fever is so high. Or if you're like me, you take like a fistful of ibuprofen to try and get it under control, just so you can take care of kids, which is kind of where we were both at. So our kids, there's something about being just a useless heap and having somebody be like, when's snack? That kind of drives the point home that you're feeling terrible. And then there's the cough. So the cough was odd. It's an odd sensation. It started as just like a normal cough, but then you start to get this tickle, like there's something you need to dislodge. Sometimes you get it when you get a little phlegm or something, or you swallow water wrong, and you have this urge to sort of expel, but then nothing comes out, and so you feel like you need to cough harder. And so like for me, I sort of induced like harder coughing, and then you're coughing to the point that you're retching, and you're starting to kind of lose control of it because you've now sort of worn your throat raw. Nothing's coming up, and you still feel the urge, but at the same time you start to cough, and then you get that you're gonna throw up. So it escalated to that over several days. Nighttime is awful. Every time you lie down or lie back, you get this just uncontrollable coughing sensation. We did that probably for an hour. It was practically a ritual. Lie down, sit up, cough, 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 retch, retch, retch. My wife threw up a lot. I threw up some. Yeah, you can't breathe in all the way. And then this is a bizarre sensation. You can't breathe out all the way for us. So you just end up taking these little shallow breaths. And then when she pointed it out to me, like, hey, can you breathe out? And it just stops. And then we would do these practically like exercises where then you just crunch really hard on your diaphragm and your abdomen. You go to try and push air out, and you just start sputtering like fluid, and then you induce coughing. You cough some of that up. And we would do that a little bit for 10, 20 minutes at a time. And I don't know, man, it's real unpleasant. So after 10 days, for both of us, we went to urgent care and had to go through kind of this rigmarole where they just check you out in the car. We both got the test, the COVID test. Hers was different than mine. So hers actually came back negative, but with a big disclaimer that it was an unapproved test, whereas mine came back positive. And just so you know what to expect, they scrape the inside of your head. Like they have to get a sample from your sinus, so they take like a wire brush looking thing and they jam it up like to here is what it feels like, and scrape you out and then pull it out. I was told that I was impressively still for it, because they're like, okay, this is going to be a little unpleasant. Like, okay, just steel yourself, don't move because you're going to jam something in your nose. Yeah, it's like a face violation. It is. Yeah, when you're already feeling bad, I'm sure it's worse than normal. So we both had pneumonia as sort of a secondary problem from this, which may be part of what was going on with the failure to exhale, is that we were already getting the fluid in our lungs, pneumonia. They just gave us both antibiotics and kind of hope for the best because there's nothing else to do. Maybe there's some bacterial stuff in there. Couple more days passed. The fever did start to subside with the antibiotics, but it's still at least a couple more days for both of us, of the 104, and then 102, and then basically normal, like 100, 101. So all in all, maybe 15 days of illness. And the coughing persisted. So I still have a bit of a cough. We're still getting over the pneumonia. And I lost 15 pounds. It may not be obvious from this angle on this camera, but like I'm at what I weighed in high school. Grim. There's no appetite. My wife also had the symptom where you lose taste and smell, which is bizarre. That is a bizarre sensation because she's like, is this food bad? I don't know. I have to give it to the kids and I can't smell it. Like, is this okay to give them? Because we're also under lockdown, right? So you just got to give them what's in the fridge. Yeah, so it's a weird time to be sick, and it is not a pleasant sickness. So if you're not responsible for anybody, it will just suck. If you do have responsibilities to other people, whether it's children or older people, it will really suck if those people need you and you're just a shivering, coughing, gagging, retching mess for 2 weeks. So I've had some friends kind of muse about maybe I should get it now while there's still medical supplies. Don't do that. You might get lucky and have no symptoms. You might get unlucky and go to the hospital, and it's not good. Or you might get moderately unlucky and have the symptoms that we did, and you're just going to lose a few weeks. But then there's the aftermath, right? So because of this pneumonia, I would just be a coughing, gasping mess after just trying to run around with my son in the backyard for honestly like 60 yards, just jogging behind a 4-year-old. And I mean, I've built up quite a bit since then. He's like my training partner now, where it's like, hey, let's play chase. And then I can do it for a minute and then I'm done. Done. Just on the ground, done. And it's getting better. It's getting better, but I don't know. I don't know what to expect. But it's quite a recovery. It's quite a recovery period. It's pretty terrible. Oh, what else? Let's see. If you live in the States, at least where I live, the government calls you every day just to check in on symptoms and kind of where you're at. Make sure you're journaling what your temperature's been, what symptoms you have or haven't had, how's it getting better, getting worse, staying the same. You haven't gone anywhere, like making sure of all that stuff. So we were super quarantined. I can now leave and go to the grocery store. My family still can't for reasons. I don't know. They have reasons and stats. So yeah, it sucks a lot. Don't get it. I know that is easier said than done, and waiting for a vaccine maybe, 2 years out. But seriously, if you can avoid it, or if you can avoid people, if you can avoid crowded spaces, if you avoid breathing on people or getting breathed on, don't get it. It's not good. And for context, I don't get sick. Like all these flu seasons, I have kids. I'm the one that has to take care of everybody because I don't get sick. My wife has medical history, and she gets all the bugs, so it sucks. I mean, it really sucks for her to be sick. But as a person who doesn't really get sick, when I was suddenly very, very, very sick, that also was a terrible sensation. So whether you are prone to it and you're going to get it real bad, like my wife needed serious respiratory intervention. She got x-rays and had to do like nebulizer treatments at the urgent care center and an inhaler, and with no prior history, you can get real sick real bad, and it's not good. Anyway, stay healthy, stay safe, don't be stupid, don't try and get it, try not to get it, because it sucks a lot. Anyway, next video, I'll talk about other stuff, that's not just personal illness, but this was important enough that I wanted to share the experience, and also why I've been not making videos or anything. Now it's just the shelter in place and kids and commitments and stuff that I just haven't been able to, but this one I could, because I'm at the grocery store, because I'm allowed, I'm free. Right. Yeah, stay healthy, stay safe.